So upon completion of this lecture, you can solve the problems which are related to the capacitance grading and intrinsic grading. Okay, let us recall some of the important points which are related to dielectric stress or potential gradient.
అది ఇంతసేపు ఏం-
Okay, is my PPT is visible, ma? I think it is visible. Okay, right. So suppose if you take Q as Q or lambda. So this here they were taken the lambda. So you instead of the, you can say it as a Q. So Q is the charge per unit length. So let us assume this Q or lambda will be the charge per unit length. So then if you consider one single dielectric material, then the potential gradient at any radius x will be given by this expression.
ఆ?
Okay, so if you assume lambda will be the charge per unit length, and if you have the only one single dielectric material, so that means you are having the conductor on that you are having only one dielectric material, right? In such a case, the potential gradient expression will be given by this expression, which is G is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon x. Okay, so here lambda will be is the charge. So instead of lambda, you can also say Q. Okay, so Q by 2 pi epsilon x. Okay, and the potential gradient G and electric field intensity E both are the same from the definition. So instead of G, you can also use E. So E is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon x. So now from this expression, the potential gradient, which is also called as electric field intensity, or also you can say that dielectric stress. Okay, so this dielectric stress depends upon the x. X is the distance from center of the conductor to the point where you want to consider the potential gradient. Okay, so now as the x is going on increasing, so then potential gradient value will decreases. That is, so from the center of the conductor, if you are moving towards the sheath, your potential gradient will decreases. That means your dielectric stress will be minimum as you are moving from your surface of the conductor to sheath. Okay, so you will be having maximum dielectric stress on the surface of the conductor and the minimum dielectric stress on the surface of your sheath. So these point you know. Okay, so suppose instead of using one single dielectric material, if you use infinite number of dielectric materials, so with varying permittivity. Okay, so if you use infinite number of materials, so which are having varying permittivity, so which is given by the relation epsilon is equal to, so epsilon value of those materials will be inversely proportional to x. Okay, suppose we are having infinite number of materials such that those materials will have the permittivity epsilon value inversely proportional to your distance x. Okay, this expression can be written as this expression. Okay, so now in such a case, so epsilon will be k by x. This k epsilon, if you substitute here, so that the G value will be lambda by 2 pi k by x into x. So this x and k will get cancelled. Then lambda by 2 pi k you will get. So now in this, all the terms are constant. So the electric field gradient or potential dielectric stress, this value will be constant. Okay, so from this what you can say, so if you use infinite number of dielectric materials which are having the varying permittivity, so then the potential gradient or dielectric stress will be constant. Okay, so you can observe in the this figure. Okay, as you are moving towards the sheath, so the potential gradient will be constant. Okay, the potential gradient will be constant if you use the infinite number of dielectric materials. So but it is impossible to use the infinite number of dielectric materials. So generally we use 2, 3 or 4 dielectric materials on the top of the conductor. Okay, all right. So we will also develop the voltage equation. V is equal to integral of E dx. E here is the electric field intensity or potential gradient. Okay, so So now if you substitute E is equal to this lambda by 2 pi epsilon x, then you will get V is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon log capital R by small r. Here capital R is the sheath diameter and small r is the conductor diameter. Okay. So from this, this lambda by 2 pi epsilon. So what is this lambda by 2 pi epsilon? So from this lambda by 2 pi epsilon can be written as
కరెక్ట్ టైం ఎంత అయింది 11:10.
so your value G is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon from this expression. So in place of lambda by 2 pi epsilon, you can write Gx, right? So V will be equal to Gx into log capital R by R you can get. So from this, the value of G will be V by X into log R by R. Okay, so this is the potential gradient or dielectric stress expression in terms of operating voltage and distance x. Okay, so now you can also use the potential gradient expression G is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon x. Okay, so depending upon the given problem, you can use either this or this. Okay, so this expression is same as the this previous expression, this expression. Okay, so as I said before, so you know the maximum stress will be on the surface of the conductor and minimum stress will be on the surface of the sheath. So your conductor is having at a radius, at a distance of x is equal to r. So if you substitute x is equal to r, you will be having maximum stress, and if you substitute x is equal to capital R, you will be having minimum dielectric stress. So that maximum dielectric stress and minimum dielectric stress are expressions of these. Okay, so these two are got from this here. If you substitute x is equal to r, you will get maximum stress. If you substitute x is equal to capital R, you will get minimum stress. Okay. Now after that, we also done the grading of the cables. This grading of the cables is mainly due to to reduce the potential gradient. Right. Suppose if you are using 3 or more layers of same dielectric material, then in such a case, maximum and minimum potential difference in each layer should be same. Okay, so to make it possible, you will generally use the grading of cables. This grading of cable, instead of using this grading of cables, the cable of same size can be operated at higher voltages. Suppose if you use one single cable, then the operating voltage will be less when compared to the grading cables. Okay, and for the same operating voltage, the cable of relatively small size could be used. Okay, if the operating voltage is same, so then if you use the grading of cables, then size of the conductor will decreases. So these are the advantages. And you know that there are two methods of grading, which is capacitance grading and intersheath grading. In capacitance grading, you will use more than one dielectric materials. Okay, and intersheath grading, you will use only one single material. So but you will use the intersheaths, in metallic sheath, intermetallic sheath between your main sheath and your conductor. And you will maintain the sheaths, intersheath will at certain voltages by using one external transformer. Okay, let us see capacitance grading here. Suppose in capacitance grading, if you assume that the three dielectrics are working at same stress, see here. So in this figure, you are going to consider three dielectric materials which are having the permittivity epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon 3. Okay, so you are using three dielectric materials whose permittivities are epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon 3. Now, if the dielectric stress, if the dielectric stress will be same for all the three layers, so that means then you will get the condition like this: G max 1 is equal to G max 2 is equal to G max 3. So if the dielectrics are working at the same stress, G max 1 is equal to G max 2 is equal to G max 3. So then, so what is G max 1? So if your G max 1 is, if you consider the conductor on the first layer, so the potential gradient on the surface of the conductor will be maximum value. So that is the G max 1. If you consider the second layer, so then the maximum stress will be on this first layer. Okay, so now if you consider this second layer, so maximum will be there here and minimum will be there here. So G max 2 will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r, sorry, epsilon 2 into r1. So here if you take first layer only, suppose this one and this one, your conductor is having a radius of r, and this insulation will be having uh, permittivity epsilon 1. Okay, so then according to our general formula, so G is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon into x. So this is the potential gradient general formula. Okay, so now if you consider only the first layer, so then this under the surface of your conductor, you will be having maximum stress, and here you will be having minimum stress. So for the first dielectric material, so G max 1 value will be Q by 2 pi. This epsilon can be written as epsilon naught epsilon r. Okay, 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1. Okay, for first dielectric material, the epsilon r will be epsilon 1. Okay, so 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1, and here x is the this distance. So x is the r. Okay, for first dielectric net, x will be maximum dielectric stress will be occurring at the surface of the conductor. So your x value will be r. Okay, so suppose if you take the second layer, okay, second layer is this one, this, and this second layer is having permittivity epsilon 2. So now here on the surface of this, here at this place you will be having maximum stress, and here you will be having minimum stress for the second layer. So if you write for maximum stress, that means at this point, so then that will be G max 2. So that G max 2 is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught and epsilon r. In case of epsilon r, epsilon 2 you have to consider. Why? Because you are considering the second layer. So epsilon 2 by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 2. And what is the distance from here to center of the conductor? So this will be r1. Okay, so x will be r1. So in a similar manner, if you consider third layer, so here in third layer, so maximum dielectric stress will be there at this layer, and minimum will be there at this. Okay, so you write for maximum. So from here to center to here, the distance is r2. That means x will be r2. So then G max 3 will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 3 r2 you will get. Okay, so these are the G max 1, G max 2, G max 3. If you consider three different dielectric materials which are having the permittivities epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon 3.
అవును కదా అబ్బా
Suppose if these three dielectric materials are working at same dielectric stress, so same dielectric stress in the sense, so these G max 1, G max 2, G max 3, all these values are equal. So then when you equate these all three, so then you will get the condition this one. Okay, Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon naught r, this value equal to this value equal to this value. So here to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, Q by 2 pi epsilon will get cancelled. Then you will be having 1 by epsilon 1 r, 1 by epsilon 2 r1, 1 by epsilon 3 r2. So now from this you can write epsilon 1 r is equal to epsilon 2 r1 is equal to epsilon 3 r2. Okay, so right, this is the condition if the dielectric stress is same at all the layers of the dielectrics. Okay, so now you also know that this r will be less than r1, and the r1 is less than r2. Okay, from the diagram, so the r will be less than r1 and it is less than r2. So because of this, so your epsilon values will be epsilon for three dielectric materials will be epsilon 1 will greater than epsilon 2 will be epsilon 2 which is greater than epsilon 3. So from this you can say that you have to place the dielectric materials in such a way that the dielectric material which is near to the conductor will be having high permittivity. Okay, and the permittivities of other materials will go on decreasing as you move from conductor to sheath. Okay, so remember ma, so this is the condition only for the case when the dielectric stress is same at all the layers. Okay, so now if it is not same, dielectrics are not working at same dielectric stress, so then you have to individually consider all this. So G max 1 is equal to G max 2 is equal to Gmax is these values. K, Gmax 1 is K by epsilon 1 or Gmax 2, K by epsilon 2 R1, Gmax 3 is K by epsilon 3. Here K is nothing but this, Q by 2 pi epsilon. In all terms you are having Q by 2 by 2 pi epsilon, Q by 2 pi epsilon, Q by 2 pi epsilon. So that I am considering it as a K. Okay, so then these will be the equations for Gmax 1, Gmax 2, Gmax 3. Right? So now as the dielectric materials are not working at same stress, so this condition will not be satisfied for this. Okay, so now from these three you can say that from the first one K will be epsilon 1 R into Gmax, and from the second equation K will be epsilon 2 R1 into Gmax 2, and third equation K will be epsilon 3 R2 into Gmax 3. So K, so the total K value will be equal to, so this K value will be equal to epsilon 1 R Gmax 1, which is equal to epsilon 2 R1 Gmax 2, which is equal to epsilon 3 R3 Gmax 3. Okay, so now as again since R is less than R1, which is less than R2, what you can say? So this epsilon 1 Gmax 1 will be greater than epsilon 2 Gmax 2, which is greater than epsilon 3 Gmax 3. Right? So now from this condition, so you remember that, so it is important, right? The product of permittivity and dielectric stress, maximum dielectric stress for the first layer should be more than the second layer, and for the second layer it should be more than the third layer, right? So that means you have to place the insulating materials in such a way that the product of permittivity and maximum dielectric strength of that material will be greater for the will be greater. So then that should be placed near to the conductor. Okay. Suppose if Gmax value all are same, so Gmax 1, Gmax 2, then epsilon 1 will be greater than epsilon 2 will be greater than epsilon 3. This condition you will get. Okay. So if dielectric stress, if the dielectric materials are not working at same dielectric stress, so this you have to consider, this condition you have to consider. Okay. So you have to place the dielectric material which is having the product of permittivity and dielectric strength to be maximum. Okay, so on this we will do one problem or two problems, then you can understand. So go to the problem one. So let us see here. Let us see this problem. Okay, so problem number 2. So a single core lead covered cable is designed for 66 kilovolts to earth. 66 kilovolts to earth. That means this is the phase voltage. So its conductor radius is 0.5 centimeters, and its three dielectric materials are A, B, C, and having the permittivity is 4, 2.5, and 4. So with the maximum permissible stresses of 50, 30, and 40 kilovolts per centimeter respectively. So determine the minimum internal diameter of the lead sheath. So discuss the arrangement of insulating materials. Okay. So here in this problem, so they were given the operating voltage, per phase operating voltage, so which is 66 kV. So that means the voltage between your conductor and earthed sheath. So this voltage will be, operating voltage will be 66 kV. So V value. And here you are having three dielectric materials A, B, C, and those A, B, C are having permittivities 4, 2.5, 4. Okay, so 4, 2.5, 4 you are having, and dielectric strength or maximum stresses. Okay, maximum stresses are given as 50, 30, 40 for A, B, C respectively. Okay, so now how you can place the dielectrics? Here the condition is not the condition is different here. So the maximum permissible stresses in all the three layers will be different here. If you see here, so for first layer which is A, for A it is 50, and for B it is 30, and for C it is 40. So dielectric strength or dielectric stress. So Gmax value is not same for all the layers. Okay, for all insulating material this Gmax is different. So then what you have to consider? So according to our previous discussion, here you have to consider, you have to place the insulating, as you are having three insulating materials. So which insulating material you have to place above the conductor, and then after that which material, how you can know? That will be known from this condition. Okay, so first you have to find out the epsilon 1 G max 1, epsilon 2 G max 2, epsilon 3 G max 3. These products you have to take. Okay, so then the material which is having highest product has to be placed near to the conductor, and then next highest value, and then next highest value. Okay, this is the condition. So again go to the problem. So here this is the problem. So now if you consider the product of epsilon and G max, so epsilon and G max value for conductor A. So if you consider conductor A and find out the product. So for A it is epsilon is 4 and G max is 50. So 4 into 50 is 200 is the product. And for B, that product is 2.5 epsilon, and 30 is your maximum stress. So 2.5 into 30 is 75. And then for C it is 4 and 40. So 4 into 40, 160. So now from these products, from all these products, which material is having highest product? Conductor. This is not conductor, material. Okay, material A, material B, material C. Okay, so material A is having 200, material B 75, material C having 160. So you have to place the materials in such a way that this product should be high to low. You have to place. So that means conductor A will be placed, should be placed on the top of the conductor. So then highest product is for C. So next to this you will get C, and next to this you will get B. So is it clear now? So in the given problem, if the dielectric stress for all the layers is not given same, okay, if they are not given same, so then you have to find out the products. Epsilon 1 G max value products you have to find out. Then the material which is having highest product should be placed near to the conductor. So then the next highest value, which is C here, and then the next value. So A, C, B. So these are the materials which should be placed in such a manner. Okay, is it clear, ma'am? So this is A, this is C, this next B. So you should not place A, B, C like this. Okay, first you have to must and should find out the product of epsilon and G max. Okay. So then for this problem, what is the conductor radius is also given. Conductor radius is nothing but small r value. Small r value is 0.5 centimeters. Now you write the expression for potential gradients. Okay, so potential gradient G will be equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon x. Okay. So now if you assume Q will be the charge per unit length of the cable, so then G1 max. So G1 max value will be equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 R, and G2 max will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 2 R1. G3 max will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon R epsilon 3 R2. So these are the maximum potential gradients for all the three layers. Here you are having three layers. So for the first layer you will be having Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 R as maximum value. So then for second, G2 max is Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 2 R1, and for third it is G3 max, which is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 3 R2. Okay, so now from these three equations, what is a Q, right? So Q value will be is equal to this G1 max into this product, and from this second expression Q value is G2 max into this. From third, Q is equal to G3 max into this. So you can write Q is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 R into G1 max from first equation, which is also equal to 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 2 R1 G2 max from the second expression. And from the third expression, Q value is 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 3 R2 into G3 max. This you will get. So now in all these 2 pi epsilon naught will get cancelled here. Okay, so then you will be having the condition epsilon 1 R G1 max is equal to epsilon 2 R1, G2 max is equal to epsilon 3 R2, G3 max. Okay, so now if you consider the first two, so then R by R1, so this by R1 or R1 by R. R1 by R is equal to epsilon 1 G1 max by epsilon 2 G2 max. So this value you will get, right? So then you know the value of small r value, and epsilon 1, epsilon 2 are also known, and G1 max, G2 max also given. Okay. So in the problem, G1 max is 50, G2 max is 30, and G3 max is 40. So G1 max, G2 max, G3 max are given, and also smaller value is given, and permittivities are also given. So you can calculate the R1 value, right? R1 is the radius of first layer. Okay. So R1 is equal to, you are getting 0.625 centimeter. So in similar way, by considering these two equations, you can calculate the R2 value. Okay. R2 by R1 is equal to epsilon 2 G2 max by epsilon 3 G3 max, and epsilon 2 value is given, G2 max is given, epsilon 3 is given, epsilon 3 max is also given, and this R1 is you are calculated from here. So if you substitute all the values, you are getting R2 as 1.33 centimeters. Okay. So now, how you can calculate the R1? So you need to find out this capital R. Okay. So you know the R, and you also know the R1. So you also know the R2. Okay. So now you have to find out the capital R. That means from center of the conductor to sheath distance. This distance you have to calculate. So this will be calculated from the expression of operating voltage. So here operating voltage, so which is the voltage between your conductor and sheath. Conductor and sheath is given as 66 kilovolts. Okay. So by considering this, you can calculate the capital R value. Okay. So operating voltage V expression is this one. R into G1 max ln R1 by R plus R1 G2 max ln R2 by R1 plus R2 or G3 max ln capital R by R2. So how you got this expression? Let us see. I will show you how you got this. Sorry, see here. So if you are having 3 layers, right? If you are having 3 layers, 1, 2, 3. So here you are having conductor radius R, and here to here this is R1, and here to here this is R2, and this is to here this is capital R. Okay. So now electric potential, or you can also say that voltage. Okay, this voltage V is equal to, so if there is a single cable, so that means one conductor and one dielectric material is, then small r to this capital R, E you can say, E dx is the voltage. Okay. So but here you are having 3 layers. So this Ex value you have to integrate from R to R1 first. So then R1 to R2. So then R2 to capital R. Okay. And what is Ex here? So Ex is the electric field intensity E at a distance x meters, which is same as the G. Electric field intensity E and G both are the same, which is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into x. Okay. So in place of Ex you can substitute this one, Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 x. So here also the same, here also the same. Okay. So now if you integrate, so then you will get this constant, this is total will be constant value, you can take it out. So then V will be equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 into ln R1 by R plus Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 2 or ln R2 by R1 plus Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 3 ln capital R by R2 you will get. Okay. So now from this expression, what you can say? So you know that what is G1 max or G max 1, you can say. G max 1 is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon R into R. Okay. So from this, what you can say, sorry, epsilon naught, epsilon 1 here. And G2 max will be, or G max 2. G max 2 is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 1, epsilon 2 or 1 you will get it, right? So then G max 3 is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 3 R2. So these are the G max 1, G max 2, G max 3. So now here Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 1. In case of Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 1, you can write this R into G1 max. Okay. Shall I write like that? So in place of Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 1, I am going to write R into G1 max. Okay. So now in the similar way, Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 2, I am going to write R1 into G max 2, right? So in place of this Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 2, I can write R1 into G max 2. So similarly from this Q by 2 pi epsilon naught, epsilon 3, you can write R2 into G max 3. So from here, in the place of this, you can write G max 3 into R2. Okay, R2 into G max 3. Okay, suppose if G max 1, G max 2, G max 3 all are same. Suppose if the same maximum stress is given, so then you can take out as a G max value. So G max value you can take it out. So then this will become R into ln R1 by R plus R1 into ln R2 by R1 plus R2 into ln capital R by R2 you will get. Okay, if same maximum stress is given. So if they were not given same maximum stress, you have to consider this expression directly. Okay, so which is R into G1 max into ln R1 by R plus R1 into G max 2 into ln R2 by R1 plus R2 into G max 3 into ln capital R by R2. Okay, so this voltage I am going to use there. Okay, so in the problem, in case of operating voltage, the expression will be V is equal to this R into G1 max ln R1. So this derivation is explained previously. Okay, explained just now. Okay, this is the one. So now in this expression, operating voltage V is given as 66 kV. Okay, and you know the values of R, and you calculated R1, R2. So R you know, R1 you know, R2 you know, right? So then you can calculate R value. Okay, so by using some mathematics, so you can calculate the R value to be equal to 2.8325 centimeters. Okay, so R value if you know, then you can calculate the diameter of the sheet. The diameter of the sheet will be 2 into R. So 2 times this value into 2 if it's 2, we'll get the capital D diameter. So this is the intersheath diameter. So this is about what the problem. So determine the internal diameter of the sheet. So capital R they have to find out. So this is how you can calculate the diameter. Okay. So this problem is okay, ma? So let us see if you take another problem. So now here you see a conductor of 1 centimeter diameter passes centrally through a porcelain cylinder of internal diameter 2 centimeter and external diameter 7 centimeter. Okay, so the cylinder is surrounded by a tightly fitting metal sheet. The permittivity of porcelain is 5 and peak voltage gradient in A must not exceed 34 kilovolts. Determine the maximum safe working voltage. Okay. Here, what are the parameters given? A conductor is 1 centimeter diameter. 1 centimeter diameter means a radius will be 0.5. Okay, here they were represented. Conductor radius will be 0.5 centimeter, and it is passing centrally through a porcelain cylinder. You are having a porcelain cylinder. Through porcelain cylinder, your conductor is going on. So that means, so inside your porcelain cylinder, you will be having A. So that means between here, this is your porcelain cylinder. Okay. So this is your porcelain cylinder. Okay, and you are placing the conductor inside this. That means, so this place will be, you will be having only A. Okay, so you will be having only A between your porcelain cylinder and conductor. Okay, and your porcelain cylinder is having permittivity of 5. Porcelain cylinder epsilon value, that value for porcelain is 5, and epsilon for air will be epsilon value for air will be 1. You know, okay, epsilon r value will be equal to 1, or for this porcelain this will be 5. Okay, and they were also given that voltage gradient or potential gradient in air must not exceed this 34 kilovolts. So that means, so for this air, so which is between conductor and your porcelain cylinder, you should have the maximum potential gradient to be 34 kilovolts centimeter. So that means G1 max value is given. So this G1 max value is 34 kilovolts per centimeter. So now you have to determine the safe working voltage of this cable. Okay. Right. Let us consider Q be the charge per unit length. So then G1 max expression will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r small r. So now for first layer it is 8. So epsilon r value will be 1. Okay. So I am directly writing G1 max will be equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught into 1 into r actually. So that value will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught into r. And for the second layer, for porcelain cylinder, you will be having G2 max is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon r into r1. Okay. So from these two, you can write Q. Q is equal to G1 max into r into 2 pi epsilon naught, and Q is equal to G2 max into 2 pi epsilon naught r into r1. So now these two will get cancelled, so that you will be having r into G1 max is equal to G2 max into epsilon naught into this. So this condition you will get. Okay. So here you know the G1 max value, R value also known. Okay. And here also they were given some extra. The conductor is passing through a porcelain cylinder of internal diameter 2 centimeters. Okay. Internal diameter is 2 centimeter and external diameter is 7 centimeter. So 1 centimeter will be internal radius, 3.5 will be external radius. That means, so this radius, so this is your porcelain cylinder. Okay, the internal diameter is 2 centimeter given, so radius r1 will be 1 centimeter, and external diameter is 7 centimeter. So the external diameter, this radius will be capital R is equal to 3.5. You will get. Okay, so now you know all other parameters, then you can calculate the G2 max. Okay, so G2 max is equal to R into G1 max by epsilon R into R1. So that you will get a 3.4 kilovolts per centimeter. Now you write the operating voltage expression. So V is equal to, as there are only two layers, R into G1 max ln R1 by R plus R1 into G2 max ln capital R by R1 you will get. So again in this expression also all the parameters are known values. So then you will get the 16.4 kilovolts. Okay. So this is the peak value. If you want to calculate the RMS value, you have to multiply this with you have to divide this with root 2. Okay, Vm by root 2, you will get RMS value. Okay, right now. So this is about the capacitance gradient. So now once you read this problem, you can understand this problem. Right here also you are having the conductor two material, two insulating materials T and B, and you are having different dielectric. 60 and 50 are the maximum working potentials for those two materials, and permittivities are also given 4 and 2.5. Okay, so this type of problem we were discussed already. So once you read this, you can understand this problem. Okay, let us see one problem on intersheath grading. Okay, so in intersheath grading, so once you go for intersheath grading, so in intersheath grading, instead of using different dielectric materials, you will use same dielectric material, but you will place the intersheath between your conductor and main sheath. So suppose if you consider a conductor and you will be having only one layer in case generally. Okay, so this is your insulating material. So the material you are not going to change, but between your conductor and metallic sheath, you are going to use intersheaths. So 1 or 2 intersheaths you are going to do. Okay, these are the intersheaths. Okay, and these intersheaths will be maintained at some voltage by using one external transformer, external potential transformer. You can maintain the voltage. So let us assume this V1, V2 will be the voltage at your second layer and third. Okay, sorry, interseeth, not layers. In the interseeth, you will be having in first interseeth, the voltage is V2, and second they were represented with V1. Okay, this is how the interseeth will be done. So now here also, if you write, if you consider one layer, so that means if you consider an insulating material between your conductor and first interseeth. So if you consider this, then here you are having maximum stress, here you are having minimum stress. Okay, so G is equal to, general formula is Q by 2 pi epsilon naught into X. This is general formula. Now, if you substitute X is equal to R, so from center to here, if you substitute X is equal to R, you will get maximum stress. If you substitute X is equal to R1, you will get minimum stress for first layer. Okay, now if you consider for second layer, if you substitute X is equal to R1, you will get G maximum for second. And if you substitute X is equal to R2, you will get G minimum for second layer. And for third layer, G max and G minimum also you can calculate in a similar manner. So those values are given in equations here. Okay. Suppose for first layer, G1 max will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 R, and for minimum it will be Q by 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon 1 R1. Okay. So now if you find the ratio of these two, you will get R1 by R2. Similarly, for the second layer, if you do the same, the ratio you will get is R2 by R1, and for third layer it will be capital R by R2. So in some of the textbooks they may be considered as R3. So generally you have to consider this capital R by R. Okay. Now if maximum and minimum potentials, this maximum and minimum potential is same for all the three layers. So suppose in the given problem, if the maximum and minimum potential, those are given same for all the three layers, that which is nothing but this. G1 max is equal to G2 max is equal to G2 max, and G1 minimum 1 is equal to G minimum 2 is equal to G minimum 3. So if this condition is given, so then from all the three equations 1, 2, 3, you can say that R1 by R is equal to R2 by R1 is equal to capital R by R2, which is equal to alpha. So which is a constant value. Okay, that means this ratio will be same for all layers. Okay, so that you will be having R1 by R is equal to R2 by R1, which is equal to capital R by R2, which is a constant alpha you will get. Okay. So this is then maximum and minimum potential for all the three layers is same. Okay. So if it is not same, you will not use this condition. Okay. If the condition is not given, maximum and minimum potentials are not same, you should not use this condition. Okay. So then you have to use from first equation you can write R1 will be like this. R1 will be equal to G max from G max. So these equations you can use once you go through this. So let us see now the problem. See here. So a single core 66 kilovolts cable is working on a three-phase system, has a conductor diameter 2 centimeter and sheath of inside diameter 5.3 centimeter. Okay. So here you are having a cable and conductor diameter is given as 2 centimeters. So radius will be 1 centimeter and sheath of the internal diameter. Okay, sheath diameter, that means from here to here, diameter is given 5.3 centimeters and radius capital R will be half of this 5.3, which is 2.65 centimeters. Right? So these two are given. Now, if you two interseeths are introduced in such a way that stresses varies between the same maximum and minimum values in three layers. Okay, you are going to introduce two interseeths here, and given here is that the maximum and minimum stresses in three layers will be the same. So when maximum and minimum stresses in three layers is same, you can use this condition. R1 by R is equal to R2 by R1, which is equal to capital R by R2 is alpha. Okay. So from this condition, you can say that capital R value will be capital R by R value will be alpha cube. Or you can say from this equation, first if you consider these two, R will be equal to alpha into R2. And from this one equal to alpha if you consider, then R2 will be equal to alpha into R1. That means R2 value will be alpha into R1. And if you consider these two, R1 value will be equal to R1 value is alpha into R. So you will get alpha cubed into R will be your capital R. Okay. So of R, capital R by small r will be equal to alpha cubed also you can say. So from this, as you know the value of small r and capital R, you can calculate the alpha value, which is 1.384. Okay, which is a constant one. So then radius of interseries R1, R2. So from here, so from the same expression, R1 can be written as alpha R into alpha. Okay, so you know the alpha value. So R value is given here 1 centimeter. So then you will get R1. So now if you consider this R2 is equal to R1 alpha, you will get R2 value. Okay. So R1, R2 you will get, which is 1.384 centimeters and R2 is 1.915 centimeters. Okay. Another thing here is that when you use interseries, so this Gmax value can be written with these expressions. Okay, so Gmax 1, if you consider first layer. Okay, if you consider first layer, so now this is at this you will be having a voltage V, and at this you are having voltage V2. Now between the first layer you will be having an operating voltage of V minus V2. Okay, V minus V2 by R into ln R1 by R. So see here now. So in the first slide, we came with one expression. So this value. So G can also be written with this expression. So G is equal to V by X into ln R by R. Okay. So if you are having one conductor and one layer only, so then the potential gradient G value can be written as V by X into ln, and you can also say Gmax value can be written as this. So Gmax will be there on the surface of the conductor. So here from surface of the conductor to your center, radius is R. So X will become R. Gmax is equal to V by R into ln. So this will be capital R. So in similar by using this expression, so you are writing the Gmax 1, Gmax 2 and Gmax 3. Okay. So Gmax 1 is equal to V minus V2. So between your surface of the conductor and first to interseeth, you will be having a voltage of V minus V2. Okay, so V minus V2 by R into ln R1 by R. So that means here you will be having maximum. So X will become R. R is into ln R1 by R. So similar manner, Gmax 2 is equal to Gmax 2 in the sense you have to consider the second layer. So here this will be voltage will be V2 minus V1. Okay, V2 minus V1 by small r1 in ln into R2 by R1, and G3 max will be V1 by, so G3 if you consider the third layer, so this will be V1 minus 0. Okay, so this is the G1 max, G2 max, G3 max. Suppose if all the three layers is having same dielectric stress, so then that means G1 max is equal to G2 max is equal to G3 max. Then you can equate the right hand side equations. Okay, then you will get this expression. Okay. So this the same thing we are going to apply in the given problem also. Okay. So here V minus V1 by R into ln R1 by R. So directly they are taking. Okay. Directly they are writing from this expression. So from this. So from this expression they are directly writing here. Okay. V minus